I tried to log into TikTok. It won't even let you go to your profile. Like, it makes you log out. You can't even open the app. I'm so glad I yanked as many of my videos as I could and backed them up in a folder on my Facebook. Oh no! I can't even freaking log in. They should have warned people in case they couldn't get their videos if they wanted to save them. Oh, now I'm scared I missed some. Some of them had videos of my pets that have died, and I don't know if I got those. I thought we'd at least be able to go to our profile. That's crazy. I don't even know what we're gonna watch, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just very surprised. I started on TikTok in 2018. I was one of the first people on there, and that's where I got most of my followers. I only got to 16.6K. I'll never probably ever get there again anywhere. I don't do well on social media. I don't know why. For some reason, just a lot of my stuff doesn't get views, which is fine. Whatever. I hope that some of my TikTok followers followed me to YouTube because I really enjoyed the community we had over there. So, and I like the community I have here. I'm glad I came over to YouTube because, I don't even have my mic plugged in. I was so shocked and surprised. I don't know why I was shocked or surprised because they told us that they were going to do this, but I think it's just weird because I thought that we would be able to, log in. And I also wasn't really planning. I don't even know what, I don't even know what I'm gonna, make a video about right now. That's so weird. I'm putting my tablet away because it's just kind of pissing me off. No, they really for real. Anyway, that's crazy. I didn't even know what I was gonna watch. What's this video? Yeah, so I'll be right back. I need to find a video for us to. What the hell is that? I think I might have found a video for us to watch. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I found a video for us to watch. It's from one of my favorite channels, History Tea Time with Lindsay. I'm telling you, I could listen to her talk about history forever. I love her channel. I think she has such good videos. They're thorough. They're interesting. I love how she narrates them, and they're accurate. She knows her stuff. I love it. I love it. I love her channel. So we're going to watch 10 bizarre royal from history. I don't know what I can say without them restricting my video, but that's what we're going to watch because I love her channel, and I feel like I need to get over the shock of not being even able to open TikTok. That's so crazy. I wasn't bothered by it because they kept shadow banning me, and I wasn't getting any views. I was getting 100 views a video, which was bullshit. I was getting no views in my lives, which was pissing me off because people would be like, oh, literally if I would have known you were live, I would have come into your channel. And I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to notify you when I'm live, but it wasn't notifying anybody. I pissed off someone at TikTok. Oh, and I was banned for 10 years from music promote. I was like, how? Why? And they couldn't tell me why. I don't do anything bannable. I really don't. But I pissed somebody off. I don't know what I did. I got brigaded by a bunch of MAGA people not that long ago, so I think that might have been it. Whatever. See you later. Good fucking riddance. I'm here on YouTube where I'm meant to be. Let's watch this video because I love this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna have an asthma attack. Hold on. Excuse me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would love you forever. My baby, you'll be. Okay, my baby turns 10 tomorrow. I'm gonna cry. We had her birthday party today. She got like everything. She's just the best kid in the world. She's still my baby though. Okay, let's watch this video before I start crying again. Mom tears.
10 bizarre royal deaths.
I love her channel.
Thank you to Magellan TV for sponsoring this video. With so much money and power, royals were able to invent some pretty unique and ways to slay their enemies, or accidentally seal their own doom. From a Chinese emperor's deadly elixir of life, to a steamy Roman romance that got a little too scalding hot. From a court jester so hilarious he made us literally die laughing, to a Swedish monarch's massive last meal of caviar, champagne, and cream puffs.
That's the way to go.
Let's dig up 10 truly bizarre
I'm so cold.
deaths. Number 1. Hatshepsut, Pharaoh of Egypt, was born in 1507.
Not the toxic
the
lotions.
eldest daughter of Thutmose I. As was tradition, to keep the royal bloodline pure, she married her half-brother,
Ew.
Thutmose II.
Gross.
They had one daughter but no sons. When her
It doesn't
husband
need to be
died
that
at
pure.
31, one of his sons born to a lesser concubine became pharaoh. Thutmose III was only 2, so his stepmother, Hatshepsut, governed as regent. Slowly she took power, declaring herself a co-monarch and then the senior king. In adherence with Egyptian custom, she portrayed herself as a male pharaoh. Statues depicted her with...
Sorry, I'm like so tired. I cooked my ass off today, and I threw a huge party for Badger. I'm related to Granyo O'Malley. She's a pirate queen. I'm related to her. I'm the descendant of one of her sons from her first marriage. The sons of Connacht, right? I don't know. My sister freaking knows all this way better than me. Anyway, she also the story is that she dressed as a boy to work on a ship, and then she took the ship. I don't know, but it's pretty cool.
masculine clothing, headdresses, and even a false beard. Her reign was an era of prosperity, and she commanded many large-scale construction projects, including expanding her father's tomb in the Valley of the Kings, where she intended to be buried. In 1458 BCE, after 22 years in power, the 50-year-old female pharaoh suddenly died.
I'm sorry, how old?
Thutmose III, after 22 years in power, the 50-year-old female pharaoh suddenly died.
Pretty good run for back then, right?
III, now 24, took back control. He hid his stepmother's body and had writings and monuments dedicated to her destroyed.
What a dick!
Centuries, historians believed that Thutmose III had ordered his stepmother to be murdered. But more recent study has led to a different conclusion. In 1903, Howard Carter found and excavated the tomb of the female pharaoh.
We really loved grave robbing back then.
Testing on her mummy and burial goods. They found that around foul play, Hatshepsut actually died of bone cancer.
Oh no.
The cause of the malicious disease was her own skincare regime. Among her possessions was a vessel containing palm oil, nutmeg, and tar residue. This was a lotion used to treat skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis, which the Egyptian royal family was known to have in spades. Inbreeding strikes again. While tar residue is effective in treating rashes, it is now banned in cosmetics.
I wonder why.
Just like the tar found in cigarettes, it causes cancer.
Yeah.
So while Hatshepsut was trying
That's
to
crazy.
skin, she was actually causing her own painful death.
What?
Number 2, Qing Shi Huangdi Emperor of China, was born in 259 BCE. He succeeded his father as king of Qing, then conquered his warring neighbors and united them, becoming the first emperor of China and founder of the Qing dynasty. He standardized political and economic systems and built great public works, including joining many existing defensive barriers into a single Great Wall of China. He came to believe that his empire
Where's my
could not go
chapstick?
on without him, so he decided to live forever. He ordered his court alchemists to
I'm scared of dying. I hope I live forever.
What they came up with was a concoction of wine, honey, and mercury. This radiant liquid metal
It's not gonna help you live forever.
panacea by numerous ancient cultures. But in fact, it has no
How wrong we were!
exposure to mercury can cause tremors,
Ah!
insomnia, memory loss, headache.
Who do you... I hope that's a fake picture of someone poking mercury. How the fuck you think they'd be like, here, I'm a scientist, let me show you. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to touch it. Who the fuck took this picture?
Headaches, cognitive and
Crazy.
motor dysfunction, and eventually death. Needless to say, the potion did not
He was just
keep the emperor
chugging
immortal.
it.
It caused his painful demise at the age of 49.
I did the opposite.
Keeled over during a tour of his Western Empire, and his chancellor feared that the news would cause an uprising. So
Uh-oh.
he informed only the heir to the throne and a few trusted eunuchs. They propped the emperor's corpse up in his imperial.
They weakened at Bernie's him?
back to the capital.
They weakened at Bernie's him. Bernied him. Weakened at Bernie's. You know what I mean.
As if nothing were amiss. They changed his clothes daily and brought him food and messages. Behind the carriage,
Well, that was nice of them.
of rotting fish to cover the foul odor of His Highness decomposing in the summer heat. Despite the emperor's thanatophobia, he had hedged his bets by
That's like what they did to
building an
Evita.
home for himself. It was recorded that over 700,000 enslaved laborers built an entire underground city for the dead emperor
What?
at the foot of Mount Lai. It included a palace filled with monumental bronze
The
statues,
fuck?
rare utensils,
Didn't they find
and
those?
objects. In 1974,
Yeah.
farmers digging
Crazy. I remember that, learning about that in school.
Terracotta warriors created to
That's pretty
protect
cool.
the dead emperor. With them were buried
Did it work?
chariots and 40,000 real bronze weapons.
Where's he?
Qin Shi Huangdi's actual tomb has not yet been explored, and for a good reason. It was recorded that the entrance was booby-trapped
Uh-oh.
with crossbows, rigged to shoot anyone who dared break in.
That's good.
But the
I don't think we
real
should be
danger
grave robbing.
unfolded at 100 rivers of mercury. Modern testing has found that the site contains 100 times the naturally occurring quantity of the
Holy
toxic
cow.
metal, and archaeologists have not yet been willing to risk the horrible death the emperor suffered in order to excavate
No.
his tomb.
Just let him rest.
Valerian, Roman emperor,
Valerian.
was born in 195
Valerian, what'd you do?
into a
Drinking.
prominent political family. He lived in an era of
Sir.
crisis when the empire, under pressure from foreign invasion,
Roman guys are
economic
so hot.
disintegration, and civil war, was on the verge of collapse. Valerian rose through the ranks and became a general as unsuccessful emperors
Okay, get it, Valerian.
violently. Emperor Gallus asked Valerian to assist him in defeating a rebellion led by Aemilianus. He marched his army
He looked
south,
like he needed
but
some
before they
assistance.
arrived, Gallius's own soldiers had assassinated him and joined up with Aemilianus,
Uh-oh.
declaring him emperor instead. But on the march back to Rome, Emperor Aemilianus pissed off his soldiers,
Oh, no.
murdered him, and then declared Valerian emperor. He had a comparatively good run, remaining on the throne for 7 years. His favorite
Not bad.
pastime was persecuting Christians. He ordered numerous martyrs to be beheaded, including Pope Sextus II.
Stares in Catholic. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm staring at him as a Catholic.
Saint Eugenia and Saint Denis of France. Around 260,
We don't like him.
Valerian was captured in battle. by Shapur, king of Persia, according to contemporary Christian sources, who were understandably
Kick his
biased.
ass!
King Shapur enjoyed humiliating the former Roman emperor, who forced him to act as a human footstool.
Justice and karma.
Valerian, desperate to escape his torment, offered a large ransom for his release.
Pussy.
In response, Shapur, who had no need of riches, forced
He's like, I don't need your money.
down Valerian's throat by making him drink gold.
That's just what you get. Though we did gain some saints from it. More for me to memorize at school.
This flamin' hot account of Valerian's demise, but his gruesome.
I'm not saying I'm a good Catholic.
did inspire the similar execution of Viserys Targaryen, a Valerian prince in Georgia.
I don't remember like 90% of Game of Thrones. I literally thought Jon Snow and his brother were the same person for like 3 seasons. I told my sister, I was like, there's too many people. It's too spread out. I don't know who anyone is. I don't know what's going on. I have ADHD. I don't know what's happening. There's too many people. There's too many characters. And then Joffrey died. And I was like, well, fuck this. I'm out. With his little fucking bratty ass. I thought he was so funny. Whatever.
Martin's book, A Game of Thrones.
Joffrey.
Number 4. Fausta, Roman Empress, was born in the late 3rd century.
Oh, she was just trying to have a spa day. That
At
sucks.
17, she was wed to 35-year-old Emperor Constantine I. You may remember him as the one who founded Constantinople and converted Rome to Christianity.
She didn't do bad,
His treatment of his wife was not particularly saintly. Over the course of their 19-year marriage, she gave birth to 5 children.
She could have done a lot better.
Emperors and one of her daughters, Empress Consort. But the imperial marriage began to break down. Constantine had a son, Crispus, from a previous relationship. And something happened between Fausta and her stepson, which had dire consequences, and set up an ancient imperial mystery.
What was it?
The results were that Crispus died by poison, and Fausta was locked in a bathhouse.
What'd she do?
And the temperature of the water was turned up so high
Girl, what'd you
that she
do?
was scalded to death. But what did she and her stepson do to elicit such terrible things?
I don't know if I want to know.
Whatever it was, they both so offended the emperor that he had their names expunged from the records. So scant clues have led to several theories. The first and most obvious is that they had an affair.
That's what I was thinking.
Fausta may have gotten tired of bedding her 50-year-old husband and developed the hots for his 26-year-old son. If this was the case, Constantine likely ordered their bizarre executions. He did enact several anti-adultery laws in the year of their deaths, so this theory does hold boiling hot water.
Oh no.
The second hypothesis is that Fausta turned her husband against his son.
I don't think there's any other.
She either accused him of assaulting her after he turned down her sexual advances, or she informed Constantine that his son had asked a fortune teller when he himself would become emperor, which the father saw as an act of treason. Constantine ordered his son to be poisoned for his crime, but was later so racked with guilt that he turned on his wife and locked her in the bathhouse.
I think the first one is more
However,
likely.
there is a third theory which lets Emperor Constantine off the hook, mostly. It postulates that Crispus and Fausta were having a steamy romance, and when the emperor discovered their betrayal, he spared his son but banished him to the Dalmatian coast. In disgrace, Crispus ended his own life by drinking poison.
Crispus does look kind of fine, though.
Broken and humiliated, Empress Fausta
I don't really blame her.
she was pregnant.
Wait.
She tried to terminate and salvage.
He was an adult, right? He wasn't like
amongst Roman women.
I have to rewind it. I didn't hear how old he was. I would say good for her, but if he's like, I know that like it was different back then, but it's not different now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like younger guys at all. I think it's weird. But if he was like around my age, then it's fine. I could say he's hot, but if he's not around my age, then I can't say that. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Bath, but she overcalculated the temperature of the water and accidentally scalded her.
That would be embarrassing, girl.
Number 5. King Henry I of England was born to William I 2 years after the Norman Conquest.
Ouch.
He was the 4th son, and his older brother, William II Rufus, inherited the throne. He was not popular because he overtaxed his people and was gay.
I need a
While
dumb
the
name.
brothers were out hunting, King William was shot and killed by an arrow.
Oh.
Nothing is certain, but murder was obviously suspected. Henry left his brother's body in the woods.
I still can't believe that this time in history was like a real, like, this was real life. Like, it just seems like fucking into the woods and out of the woods and happy ever after. I wish I was in that musical like 8 times. Okay, I was Little Red Riding Hood, and it just seems like fantasy land. I know that's what a lot of fantasy stuff is like, based in like old like medieval history or whatever, but it's just so weird to me. I don't know. It's just so fantastical. I can't believe that people like were really riding around getting shot with arrows and wearing these like straight up like tunics and stuff. It's wild.
Woods and raced to the castle, where...
And I'm a history nerd. It's like, it's still weird to me.
Eldest brother, Robert...
Like, he's a straight up knight. Look at
To be
him.
next in line. But when he tried to press his claim, Henry had him imprisoned for the rest of his life.
Henry's just jealous that he was hotter than Henry.
A daughter, also called Matilda, who married the Holy Roman Emperor, and
Why are the drawings and paintings and shit from back then so scary? Or the ones where they have the big pointy hats. Those are really scary to me. Those are really scary. I don't know if you guys know this movie. It's called The Swans. And it's like, I think it's like an anime. I don't know. It was like, had this song, they're the swans, they don't know where they belong. They fly in circles and they cry. They're the swans and they're lost in a dream. Only love can bring them home. It was drawn in that scary ass style, like medieval, like, or even Renaissance, like style. And it was so scary. And my parents made me and my sister watch it. We still fucking make fun of that movie. But it's about the little girl that they turn black. And her brothers get turned into, like, swans. And because of the evil stepmother or whatever. I don't know. It's so super crazy. And I watch it now and I'm like, this is so problematic. But it was a super old movie. I think it was from, like, the 70s or something. But it still scares me to this day. And it's, like, mimics that art style, and it's just always scared me. It just it gives me the creeps. I hate it.
Son,
like, look at it. It's so scary. It creeps me out.
Aboard the White Ship, the passenger.
Like, look at it. They're just like, oh, we're scared. We're going to die. It like scares me.
Everyone on board
I don't like it.
Their cries could be heard on land all night, but no one could save them in the dark.
That's fan art.
Peppers. Travel and have a company of
dog. I love doggies. Okay, well, we're gonna skip it. Sorry.
It was sad.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Again, and was plagued by
his hands are like all scary. He looks dead.
In the autumn of 1135, he traveled to Normandy to try and make nobles there.
She's scary to her hat. Their hairpieces scare me.
The famished king tucked into a surfeit.
I don't like it.
This jawless fish is common in the waters of Europe. Some species have nightmare-inducing, toothy suction mouths, which allow them to
everything from that time is scary.
Parasitically. But that didn't seem to bother the ancient Romans, who considered lamprey a delicacy. Or
they would.
The upper class, who often enjoyed these fleshy ribbons during Lent. Meat was verboten.
Oh, not Lent.
Loved lamprey and ate it year-round, though his physician warned him not to overindulge in such rich morsels. But that night he didn't care, and indulged in a great many tasty little trimmers. Apparently, he overdid it. The king was gripped by a
this whole thing is scary.
Gut. Some species of lamprey are toxic if not properly cleaned before cooking. or it may have been food poisoning.
This is giving me
Either
anxiety.
way, Henry was pretty miserable as, over the course of a week, he slowly weakened from the constant purging.
God.
He died at the age of 67.
Jesus.
His putrid bowels were removed and interred in France, but the rest of him was embalmed and carried back to England for burial.
Oh, jeez.
If you want to explore more spooky history, then check out the documentary War on Witches. Find out how King James VI of Scotland launched his own personal witch hunt
Is this an ad?
and inspired the Salem witch trials in the U.S.
Yeah, this is an ad.
And now, back to history. Number 6, Prince Philip
Horsey.
of France was born in 1116, the eldest son of King Louis VI. Per Capuchin tradition, at 12 he was crowned.
You know I love my King Louis
alongside
XVI.
his father, but power went
That's
to
my
the head,
parasocial relationship.
and he refused to
I have a
listen to
limerence
anyone
for him.
take instruction on statecraft or accept criticism.
He's the background on my
The
phone.
wife,
My daughter
Joffrey
makes fun of me.
Baratheon's tyrannical arrogance.
It's Joffrey!
Seriously concerned about the future under.
There's my man's right there. There's my guy. There's my Joffrey. I think he's hilarious. Because I just think of, like, as an actor, like, how much fun it would be to play someone that bad. Like, I just think about how much fun he's having, like, as an actor, and I just think it's hilarious. And then if I, like, as a character, he's a piece of shit. But, like, I don't watch it though, because at that point, I was so, like, checked out of Game of Thrones. I was like, I don't know what's happening or who's who. I don't know. Hey, that kid's kind of a brat. That looks like that'd be a fun role to play. Joffrey's my favorite. Anyway, speaking of Joffrey,
Under his solo rule. But one day, when the prince was
More
out
scary
riding with his
pictures.
friends, fate, in the form of a black boar, darted out of a dung heap
Arnar
and
Clear.
in front of his galloping horse. This little piggy changed the course of history.
They're just hugging. They're just friends. Arnar Clear. Yeah, King Louis XVI is my phone background. I don't know if you guys heard me say that, but I wanted to make it very clear.
The steed tripped over the
I'm
swine.
obsessed with Versailles. I just
It
am.
was catapulted over its head.
The 16th, though, the beheaded one, you
Fractured
fucking
his limbs
assholes.
And probably his skull or neck.
Ah!
Just 15-year-old Philippe never woke up.
Bummer.
And died the next day.
The people behind him are like,
Queen Adelaide were devastated
not again.
as they buried their son in the Basilica of Saint Denis in 1131. Their mild manners
more scary pictures.
became King Louis VII in 1137. He married the formidable Eleanor of Aquitaine, but because he had been
The 1100s, it just seems like a terrifying time. I don't know why. The paintings, all of it.
raised to join the church,
Everything was probably cold.
and had no interest in sex,
And
which
scary.
caused plenty of marital conflict.
Oh, God.
The long dead Prince Philippe,
Just
had
like King
many
Louis
dreams
XVI.
of
Sorry, babe.
Jerusalem and the tomb of Jesus. His bereaved little brother vowed to go in his place.
I hate these
1147,
these
he joined
pictures.
The Second Crusade, and he and Eleanor marched their armies to the Holy Lands. Their campaign was a disaster.
I went to Catholic school and our mascot was the Crusaders. Now I'm like, should they change that? I don't know. Is that something we're proud of? I don't know. Kind of just forced people to be Catholic, right? Isn't that what that was? The Catholic Church is fucked. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me, church, or my priest, but like, we have fucked up a lot of shit. Oh, sorry, everybody. I don't believe in Christian nationalism, so I think everybody should have the right to believe whatever they want. Because I even believe in, like, well, I mean, I'm Irish Catholic, but my family lives in the Gaeltacht, and they're like, they still practice their Druid traditions. Like, we still celebrate Beltane and all of that. So we have bonfires, and yeah, we still believe in, like, stuff that the Catholic Church would probably find pretty blasphemous, but it's part of our culture. So I just am very open. I don't know if there's any. I'm like a atheist Catholic. Like, I don't actually think there's anything after this, but like, I've been in this like into the Catholicism for way too long, and it's scary to go outside of that. And I'm like, this is familiar to me. So, and I want my kid to get a good education. So yeah, we just live our lives, man.
Faster, costing hundreds of lives on both
It's
sides,
complicated.
and Christian control of Antioch.
Since I've gotten sick,
Louis
it's gone.
himself
I hate these
barely escaped
pictures.
alive. After the loss and humiliation, Louis and Eleanor got into such a ferocious fight that they decided to dissolve their unhappy marriage, costing the French throne control over Aquitaine. Even from the grave, Prince Philippe was causing calamity.
What?
Number 7. King Charles II.
More scary pictures.
1332, the son of Queen Joan.
Navarre, like
He inherited
Portugal?
a small kingdom between France and Spain, and
Portugal's over that way.
Champagne and Brie regions of northern France.
I don't know why I always thought Navarre was closer to Portugal.
Charles was a major player in the 100 Years' War with England, but he regularly betrayed his allies and switched sides in order to further his own agenda. The untrustworthy monarch was widely
I don't like
despised
these pictures.
and the moniker Charles the Bad. After a
I like the dog, though.
indulging in myriad sinful habits, the 54-year-old king had numerous.
Why is everybody like, in all these pictures, they're like, ooh, everyone's just kind of like, like, stop, you're scaring me. Why is his fingers? He looks like Roger from American Dad. His fingers look like Roger's. I'm chicken baby. I literally watched American Dad all day today. I'm chicken baby.
Chronic illnesses. It was recorded.
Oh, it's so scary. Look how they all look like fucking. They all look like Tofia Chubich.
That he could not make use of his arms or legs. As treatment, his physicians ordered the king to be wrapped up.
They all look like the guy from The Room.
Soaked in brandy.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Introduced to Europe only 2 centuries earlier. Concentrated alcohol had been used in India as medicine for at least 1,000 years. Aqua vitae, or water of life, quickly became popular in the medical schools of Italy and was used as a panacea to cure all medical maladies. Brandy, produced by distilling wine, was the most popular spirit in France. While a far cry from modern medicine, the liquor-soaked bandages may have soothed some of King Charles's symptoms.
It probably helped.
If his condition included any skin rashes or lesions, the alcohol would have helped as an antiseptic.
Yeah.
If he were feverish, the evaporative cooling of the brandy may have reduced his temperature. And spirits aren't normally absorbed through healthy skin, but they can enter the bloodstream.
He's feeling pretty good.
Thus intoxicating the king and reducing his pain. Charles seemed to respond well to this boozy treatment, as it was used for several months. But one evening, while a seamstress was sewing the king into his liquor-saturated sheet, she was struggling to see her stitches in the dark bedchamber. She didn't want to stick the cantankerous old king with a needle. So she pulled a candle up closer, and whoosh! King Charles lit up like a Molotov cocktail.
Oh shit.
The horrified seamstress fled the room, and Charles the Bad ended up extra crispy.
She just ran.
To His Majesty, the unfortunate seamstress, and probably the doctor, were fired.
Like
Number
fired
8,
or fired?
Martin of Aragon and Sicily.
Oh God.
Born in 1356.
That picture's scaring me.
Pedro IV of Aragon.
I don't like it.
Eleanor of Sicily. After the death of his eldest brother, Juan, and a long fight with his relatives, he became king of both Aragon and Sicily. He also led a crusade against the Moors in North Africa and conquered Sardinia. By 1410, the 53-year-old king had outlived all 4 of his children and become chronically ill and corpulent.
That's crazy.
But he kept his sense of humor. One evening, after
gotta keep the humor, man. I feel you.
Supper, His Majesty retired to his chambers with terrible indigestion. To distract himself from the discomfort, he called for his favorite jester, Mora. When the comic finally arrived, Surely thrilled to be called to a stool-side performance, the king inquired where he had been. Bora replied, "In the next vineyard, where I saw a young deer hanging by his tail from a tree, as if someone had so punished him for stealing figs." Martin burst out laughing and couldn't stop. For 3 hours he writhed in hilarity until he finally fell over, stone dead. While howling at an especially amusing
Their humor was
one
definitely
might
different
either be
than
and
mine.
exclaim, "I'm dying," and comics regularly assert that they killed after a particularly successful set. But people don't really die from laughing, usually. Remember that Monty Python sketch where the man writes a joke so funny that the Brits weaponize it against the Germans?
Yeah.
People really can
So
die
that's a good
from
one.
laughing. In extremely rare cases, bouts
Have
of
an
laughter
aneurysm.
is known to cause fatal brain damage or asphyxiation.
That's how I want to go, you know?
Philosopher Chrysippus laughed so hard
Just
when
laughing
he
at
saw
everyone's
a donkey
faces.
eating fermented figs that he died. I guess figs were a lot funnier in the past.
And animals.
And as recently as 1989, a 56-year-old Danish man died laughing while watching the film
Really?
Wanda, which happens to star 2 Monty Python alums.
Oh, yeah.
With King Martin's many
John
comorbidities,
Cleese.
including acute digestion, it's entirely possible that he did die from laughing. Though I doubt a gag about a deer stealing figs is going to kill anyone today. I guess you
No, I don't get it. No, it's that's definitely not my humor. I'm more of a smiling friends type of a gal. I'm more of a smiling friends type of a gal. Eric Andre, you know? Oh my god, though, there have been times I've been watching American Dad and I like can't breathe. Like when Klaus calls Danuta and he's like, "Danuta, Danuta, do you eat? Do you go there? I have the money." Danuta. It's still like one of the funny. I'm Chicken Baby. Oh my god, I love American Dad. That show's like almost caused me to have a stroke before.
Was born in 1710, the son of
Oh,
a
no.
prince. He became Prince Bishop.
During my favorite time
His
period.
first cousin, the Duke of Holstein-Gottorp, died. Adolf became regent for his orphan son.
She's such a champ at pronouncing everything. She does such a good job on these
Charles
videos.
Peter Ulrich. Adolf
Please go
introduced
follow
him to his
History Tea Time with Lindsay.
And despite her instant dislike of his drinking and ill manners, they were later forced to marry.
He looks like
Young
he's
Peter
12.
was invited to Russia by his maternal aunt, Empress Elizabeth, who declared her his heir. He later became Emperor Peter III. His wife would become known as
Catherine the Great. Yeah, I knew that little shitty face looked familiar.
Deposed him, took his throne, and ordered his murder.
Yeah.
But back to Adolf Fredrik. His distant Swedish relative,
I love Catherine the Great.
Ulrika, died without an heir, and Adolf was elected King of Sweden.
Yeah,
in
Peter was a
1761
shithead.
at the age of 41. By this time, Parliament, or the Reichstag, ruled the country, and the monarch was the figurehead. During his 20-year reign, Adolf tried several...
My daughter's grandparents just got back from Germany and Switzerland. And they are from Mecklenburg. So up north, they are German. Yeah, and they want to take her there. And I said, you can take me with you too. I want to go to Germany. Where's my German husband that I can go over on a visa for?
times to take back control of the government.
Like those hot guy German army Bundeswehr, I don't know how to say it. Those hot German tanker like army guys on TikTok that I can't see anymore. Rude. Yeah, one of those guys has to be single. I think German guys are so hot. I could listen to them speak German all day. Very clearly, I had a child with a German man, so.
And reinstate absolute monarchy, but he was repeatedly thwarted. His efforts to end democracy made him unpopular. In frustration, he turned to food for comfort and became obese. According to some accounts, on February 12, 1771, The king, tucked into an incredibly indulgent
that looks good as fuck. That was
dined on
not the
lobster,
sauerkraut. Sorry, guys.
caviar, sauerkraut,
Sauerkraut.
and peppers.
That lobster
Then he
looked good as
devoured
fuck.
no less than 14 helpings of his favorite dessert, hetwag, a pastry filled with whipped cream.
That looks good
and
as
served
fuck.
in a bowl of hot milk. He washed it all down with several bottles
Fucking
of champagne.
hungry.
After this,
I cooked all the food today, but I didn't take any of it home. It's too cold and I was too tired. I'm like, I don't care. You guys can have snacks. And now I'm fucking starving and I'm vaping because I'm dying and I'm looking at that lobster. I hate my life right now. I can't even DoorDash anything because I'm so broke. Don't ever go into kidney failure. It will literally mean that you can't DoorDash shit.
massive meal, the 60-year-old king fell dead.
That'll be me after I get to eat again.
Reliable reports state that Adolf died suddenly of symptoms consistent with heart failure. The story of his grotesque final meal may have been exaggerated by his disgruntled subjects. Whatever actually went down in the dining room of Stockholm Palace that night, King Adolf Fredrik has not been able to escape his gluttonous reputation. He is still known in Sweden as the king who ate himself to death.
That's not
Number
nice.
10. King Alexander.
He's cute.
Was born in 1893.
He was real cute.
King Constantine I. His mother was Princess Sophia of Prussia, sister of Kaiser Wilhelm II.
Okay.
At the outbreak of World War I, most
That's my specialty, World War I.
But Constantine supported his brother-in-law. His furious people forced him to abdicate, and he and his eldest son, Crown Prince George.
His son's cute though.
Second son, 24-year-old Alexander, was handed the throne. But he was a puppet king, was held prisoner in Tatoy Palace, and not allowed any contact with his family. He was politically inexperienced
He was
at the
cute.
time of his death, with little hope of regaining power. The only thing he did have control over was his personal life. The king married a commoner, Aspasia Manos.
Good for him.
This caused such a scandal that Aspasia was not recognized as queen.
Aw.
On October 2nd,
Look at the dog.
2020,
It's a German Shepherd.
his German Shepherd, Fritz,
So,
out for a walk
Fritz,
in the garden.
I love you,
The dog got
Fritz.
into a fight with
Oh no,
a domesticated
Fritz.
macaque, the pet of a palace gardener. Alexander attempted to separate the animals, but in the fray, the monkey bit him several times on the leg and chest.
Uh-oh.
Servants rushed in and chased the monkey away.
Bummer, bro. I don't like monkeys.
And were cleaned and dressed. His ego seemed more bruised than his body, and he asked that the incident not be reported to the press. Within days, the bites showed signs of infection.
Oh no.
Monkeys' mouths contain a
monkeys can fuck you up.
Bacteria, and many species carry simian herpes B virus, which has
I don't like monkeys, bro.
mortality rate amongst humans.
No, thank you.
Alexander
Poor guy.
developed a fever, and sepsis set in.
Oh, I've had sepsis before. Oh my god, it's literally the most awful thing ever.
His leg, but none wanted to take responsibility for such a drastic action. The delirious king cried.
I got sepsis. It's horrible.
The government refused to allow her back in the country. Instead, they instructed
That's so
his
fucked
grandmother,
up.
Dowager Queen Olga, to come to him, but she was delayed by bad weather. Alexander died 12 hours before she arrived.
That's sad.
His family was again refused permission to attend his funeral.
That's so fucked up.
5 months after her husband's
Oh my
death,
gosh, so pretty.
Aspasia gave birth to a daughter.
She's
Alexandra,
gorgeous.
but as
No wonder he married
had
her.
not been sanctioned by the government. She was
No, but no wonder he married her. Look how fucking gorgeous she is. And that's his daughter. Oh my god, they're beautiful. Look at her eyes, bro. Rude. She's so pretty.
legitimate. A succession crisis ensued, but eventually King Constantine I was invited back to resume the throne. With him came his brother, Prince Andrew, who, during the family's brief time back in power, welcomed a baby boy, Philip. But within 18 months, the royal family again infuriated the Greek people and were exiled once more. Young Prince Philip was sent to live with relatives in the United Kingdom, where he would later meet his wife. Alexander's posthumous daughter, Alexandra, went on to marry Peter II and become the last queen of Yugoslavia.
Good for you,
One has to
girl.
wonder how history might have been different if Alexander hadn't been monkeying around in the garden
That's
on
crazy.
that fateful day. Want even more?
That was a good video with
Check out the
Lindsay.
History Tea Time podcast. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and check out my other history video.
Yeah, go like and subscribe and go like literally watch her videos. She's one of my favorites. I love History Tea Time with Lindsay. I feel like we could like hang out and literally have a tea party and talk about history for hours. I just love history. It's the only thing I'm good at is remembering historical stuff. So, and like theater, but that's it. I loved that video. That one was really interesting. I liked it. And I'm still like, I can't believe I can't log into my fucking TikTok anymore. That's so fucked up. I hate it here. Now we're under a fascist dictatorship. Great. Next 4 years are going to be so much fun. My family does have a house in Ireland. I could just move there. Or if there's a German husband for me, a hot one. I like to cook. I don't listen to know anybody though. That's why I'm not married. I'm just like I just am too independent. Like, and I'd be like, just leave me alone. So if you want to be married to someone who doesn't want to be around you or talk to you at all, I'm your girl. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to go because this video is already getting too long and I've got to, like, go to bed. So I'll see you in my next video. Sorry about TikTok, but I'm here. I love you. Happy birthday, Badger! Yay! It's literally her birthday in 2 hours. Yay! Okay, love you. Bye.